What's going on, you guys? My name is Zach Hartley, and in this video I'm going to talk about what my strategy and what my game plan is going into the week ahead. I'm going to do a weekly video now. Every weekend I'm going to post one of these videos talking about my strategies and my game plan and my technical analysis going into Monday morning. So if you're interested at all, please hit that subscribe button. It sincerely helps me out. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, monetize this channel, and bring you more and more content. So if you get anything from this, please consider subscribing. Let's get right into it. So this is my bank account right now. This is the stocks that I hold. I have Apple, Amazon, and Microsoft. I made a video a couple weeks ago of buying Amazon, Microsoft, and Tesla, and I did really well on Tesla. I just sold it, and actually I sold it at $1,756, and on Friday it closed at $1,417. So $300 difference from when I sold it to what it's at right now. We did extremely well on that, and I still hold Amazon and Microsoft. I'm going to talk about those in this video. And then with Apple, we're up 178%, so we're going to do a quick check-in on it. But Apple is a long-term hold for me. It's one of my favorite companies. It's tough to bet against Apple, and if you are buying your first stock, I recommend buying Apple and holding it long-term. Don't ever sell it. Okay, but the first thing that we need to talk about is earnings. So this is a huge week coming up. We've got a ton of big reports coming out, especially in the tech space, which is where I focus a lot on. So I just went to Markets Business Insider, and they give you a little bit of a calendar. I clicked on next week, so it shows me all of the big basically news coming out. And as you can see here, we have Apple, Amazon, and Google all reporting earnings on the exact same day. We also have Facebook reporting the day before, and we have Berkshire Hathaway reporting the day after. We also have Visa and MasterCard reporting within 2 days of that. So I'm really interested in Visa and MasterCard because it's going to show us what consumer debt looks like right now. And then you basically have half of the tech industry reporting in 2 or 3 days. So it's going to be super interesting. And we currently hold Apple and Amazon right now. And I'm looking at Facebook. I like Google as well. So we're going to talk about all of these. Let's start looking at the charts. One thing I do want to point out, though, real quick, because it's worth saying before we look at the charts, is coronavirus. Currently at 16 million cases worldwide. And here's the chart that scares me. So daily new cases right here. If you look at this, we're at like 288,000 cases. We are setting record-breaking highs globally on a daily basis. It keeps going up. It seems like this is almost like weekly readings. Every like Saturday you get a really high reading for whatever reason. But we're setting new records basically every week. This trend is still going up. It's going up at an alarming rate, and it's not making me very comfortable when we look at the market with regards to long-term potential on some of the stocks that we're talking about. So the big thing that you need to think about is what stocks are going to go up with COVID, what stocks are going to go down, and you really need to consider that in your trading. So first of all, let's get into it. Let's talk about the shares that I own. So this is Apple right now. As you can see, it had a terrible last 2 days. It came out of the overbought zone, and it's also dipping on the MACD. So we've had a crossover there. It does not look good at all. They do report later this week. It's the 26th today. It's 1:56 p.m. Calgary time. So they report this week, but so far, like, these last 2 days did not look very good for Apple. I am up huge on that, so I may consider taking some profits on some of those gains, or maybe even just leaving in my initial position. But I do like Apple. I do like it long term. It's tough to bet against Apple, and so far this hasn't been much of a dip compared to what we saw in March. So if we get 1 or 2 more days into the week and it's dropping and dropping, I might just cut the position or take out my initial position and just leave in the profits and then build back a position as I feel more confident in it. But as of right now, I'm just going to leave it. I'm going to see how Monday, Tuesday go. The next one is Microsoft. So I have a drop-down menu here. I don't think it comes up on my screen recorder, though, so that's what I'm looking at right now, though. So Microsoft, just clicked it there. So this is Microsoft. So another interesting point here, they had a terrible 2 days as well. It seems like the whole tech industry did. They're currently hovering at this $200 mark. They're at 201 at the end of day Friday. It's pretty much where they last saw some resistance at the end of June. So what I'm thinking here is if it breaks through that $200 mark and goes to like that 197 or drops below 195, I'm out of Microsoft. Like, I'm done. But if it stays here, it hovers a little bit, I'm going to continue to hold it because I think it does have some upward momentum, especially as things continue. And then the last one that I want to look at is Amazon. So I'm going to go to this right now. We hold Amazon, and it's sort of a similar pattern. So they are up above the last level of resistance at the end of June here compared to Microsoft. So there's a difference there, but it does look like they're trading in a channel. So I'm just going to highlight this and annotate it right now just so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. So You could make an argument that they're trading within a channel here. You could make an argument maybe this is a reverse head and shoulders. We will see what happens. It clearly bounced off the 2,900 mark. It's at 3,000 mark. It's doing pretty well. So I'm going to see what happens here. If it breaks through that, I'm going to have some worries. But I do expect it to go back up to 3,200, especially with earnings this week. And I think they're going to have done very well through COVID and through everything that's going on. I think more people are trying to sell on Amazon. I think more people are buying on Amazon because of the convenience. And I think the 2 or 3 weeks that they were really backed up, it's not going to have that big of an impact on their numbers. So I'm feeling pretty confident in Amazon, especially going into the Christmas season. If we are worried about going into stores and worried about going to the public, the last thing we're going to want to do is go buy a Christmas gift for somebody that's a little bit lower down the line and risk it. We're just going to buy it on Amazon. So I definitely like Amazon, especially going into the holiday season here. So I may increase my position on Amazon. I may also buy long-term options on Amazon. I like that as well. So we'll see what happens here. That's Amazon. And then I just want to show you Tesla. So this is a big thing. Tesla's in the news a lot these days. So we sold our shares at $1,756. I'm going to zoom in here just so you can see exactly how well we did. This is impressive. So 1756. We sold it right here. We sold it up here, almost at the absolute peak. We did extremely well on it. If you haven't seen those videos, you need to check out the links below or check out my other videos. I made detailed videos of exactly why I did everything we did, and it worked out extremely well. As you can see, we've now exited the overbought zone, and we have a MACD crossover a week or two later. So we planned that one absolutely perfectly. So that is Tesla. Now, the trades that I'm looking at this week, this is the important part. Trades I'm looking at this week are Lulu. I really like Lulu right now because as you can see, it looks like we have an ascending triangle. I'm going to zoom into this a little bit more so you can just see what I'm talking about. But as you can see here, we're having trouble breaking this 320, 330 mark. We've tested it 1, 2, 3 times, you could say, and we've come down and established a lower low at the middle of July here. We are now possibly establishing another higher low, and I think it could push higher. So I do like Lulu over the next couple days. We'll see how that one goes. The next one is Facebook. These guys are reporting this week. I do think this is an interesting chart because I think they're also in a channel. So when we look at Facebook and we draw basically a connection line here, a trend line. Where's my mouse? There we go. You can see that this stock has basically tested this trend line 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. It's dipping down. It's kind of testing the low that was established in June here, and we'll see what happens. With earnings coming out and everything that's going on, I do think Facebook's going to do well. I think more people are advertising on Facebook, and everything is going digital. Everything is going e-commerce, and Facebook has the best tracking data and the best audience targeting. So I absolutely love Facebook as a business and as a business model. If they can execute on the Libra, I think they have huge potential, but they need to get through all of these safety and regulatory issues because people have some trust issues with it, and they also need to stay relevant. So I like Facebook long term. We'll see how the earnings go. I might put in an options position prior to earnings here. We'll see what they're priced at tomorrow when the market opens. So that's Facebook. And the last one I'm looking at is Beyond Meat. This is one that I've made some videos about previously. We did extremely well on it. I think we made 79% or something. Check out my videos for that one because it was just fantastic. We made this little gap here at the beginning of May. That's where we made our profits on it. And as you can see, we went all the way up to 160. We're coming back down to 125, basically where we took our last profits. I do think there's some support here at 120 because of what happened at the end of May here, as well as some of the previous highs around this level, 120, 130. So I do like Beyond Meat. If we can start to see a little bit of a move upwards, we can see that RSI start to move forward and a crossover in the MACD. I could be a buyer of Beyond Meat, so I definitely have my eye on that. So in total, in summary, I think you guys should be watching Lulu, Facebook, and Beyond Meat. I currently own Amazon and Microsoft. I could play with some options there, either to hedge it or go long, depending on how Monday and Tuesday open. The market summary is okay. The NASDAQ is at an all-time high in that area. It had a bad last 2 or 3 days, so you really need to be cautious. It could be the start of a turnaround, but it could be just a little dip as well. So earnings, big week ahead. We've got some big reports coming out. Amazon, Apple, Microsoft, Facebook all reporting, and Google all reporting this week. and we'll see how we did. We did extremely well on Tesla, and if you guys get anything out of this video, please consider subscribing. It really helps me out. I'm trying to get to that 1,000 subscribers, try and monetize this channel and do this full time. So if you can help me out, I'd sincerely appreciate it. Thank you so much, and we'll talk to you soon.